In this video, we're going to look at the circle theorem comparing the angle at the centre of a circle with the angle at the circumference of a circle. So, for example, if we have an angle at the centre of a circle, and going from the same 2 points on the circumference, we have an angle at the circumference of the circle, then the angle at the circumference, if that is x, then the angle at the centre is 2x. The angle at the centre is double the angle at the circumference. There are some different ways this might look. This is the most usual one, sometimes referred to as the arrowhead. But there are other ways it might appear depending on how the lines cross. For example, if we have the angle at the centre there, and then the lines cross over there, we still have the angle at the circumference, which is x. The angle at the centre is 2x. The other one is when the arrowhead is inverted. That is, we have the angle at the circumference and the angle at the centre on this side. This time, the angle at the circumference is this one here, this is x, and the angle at the centre is this one here around the outside, is 2x. So our circle theorem says that the angle at the centre of a circle is double the angle at the circumference. Once again, the basic one, the angle at the centre is there, the angle at the circumference is there, and if the angle at the circumference is x, the angle at the centre is 2x. We can use this to find the angle at the centre by doubling, or to find the angle at the circumference by halving the angle at the centre. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. In this first one, we are given the angle at the centre is 128, and we need to find out the angle at the circumference. So the angle at the circumference, x, is a half of 128, which is 64 degrees. A half of 128, because this is at the circumference. Second example here. Now this time we have an angle at a centre is x, and although we have a diameter here, we still are dealing with the same thing, because we have an angle at the centre going along there, try a different colour, angle at the centre going along there, and we have an angle at the circumference going along there. So x is our angle at our centre, and 33 is our angle at our circumference. So in this case, x is the angle at the centre, is double the 33, so it's 66 degrees. And that's how we work out the angle at the centre versus the angle at the circumference. Remember, the angle at the centre is double the angle at the circumference.